Baseball Nation.
The New York Mets have been a really interesting team this year. Their best player, Jacob deGrom, is on pace to win the Cy Young, but has been on the injured list a lot and has been hurt a lot this year. A lot of their other best players, such as Michael Conforto and Brandon Nimmo, have been hurt a lot of the year. Francisco Lindor has also not performed very well this year. Somehow, though, the Mets have performed very well this year. I predict them to be a low 90s win team and win the NL East. Compared to their standards, the Braves have performed very poorly this year. Reigning MVP Freddie Freeman has not had much of an encore performance, playing fairly well. MVP frontrunner, possibly Ronald Acuna Jr., was having an amazing season until he tore his ACL. Ozzie Albies has had a pretty solid year, and Mike Soroka has not come back this year and will not come back. Charlie Morton has had a good season, and Max Fried has definitely stepped down from where he was. The Braves are a .500 team that finishes second in the NL East. The Phillies had a below-average first half, but they have one of the easiest schedules in all of baseball going into the second half. JT Realmuto has performed okay. Bryce Harper has also performed okay. Zach Wheeler has looked solid, and Aaron Nola has also looked okay. The Phillies have been an okay team this year, except for their bullpen, which has been really rough. If the Phillies can upgrade their bullpen at the deadline, I think they could overtake the Braves, but now I'm predicting them to finish third in the NL West as a 75-win team. Aside from an amazing 17-game stretch from Kyle Schwarber, the Nationals really haven't had much to look for. Scherzer's been pitching pretty well. Trey Turner's been having a pretty good season. Soto's unperformed what he has done in the past, but is still doing very well. Patrick Corbin has had a brutal season, and Steven Strasburg struggles with injury problems. There's also a chance that the Nationals might sell pieces like Max Scherzer at the deadline. I predict the Nationals will be a 70 to 75 win team, and I think they will come fourth in the NL East. The Marlins are a team coming out of the end of a rebuilding process. They have three really solid starters in Sandy Alcantara, Pablo Lopez, and breakout star this year, Trevor Rogers. Hitting for them this year, though, really has not been that strong. Jesus Aguilar is performing okay. Jazz Chisholm has been pretty good, but has been hurt a little bit. New outfielder Adam Duvall has performed okay, and Brian Anderson has been quite poor. I predict the Marlins to be around a 60-win team, and I think that they will finish fifth in the NL East. The Brewers are having a pretty solid first half. Their starting pitching and closer Josh Hader have been incredible. Brandon Woodruff is having a Cy Young-esque season, along with Corbin Burns, and Freddie Peralta is also having a very solid season. The Brewers' bats, though, have been quite weak. They're a bottom-half offense in the league. Ever since the knee injury, Christian Yelich has been performing way worse than what was expected. If they make a move for a bat at the deadline, they'll be dangerous. I predict the Brewers to be a 95-win team and first in the NL Central. The Cincinnati Reds have had an okay season so far. Jesse Winker and Nick Castellanos have been absolute forces with the bat. Luis Castillo had a little bit of a rough start, but has really bounced back on the mound. Sonny Gray is having a pretty solid season, and their bullpen is the real thing that needs to be fixed. They'll have to add lots of strong pieces at the deadline if they want to make the playoffs, but as of now, I predict them to be an 85-win team and second in the AL Central, and I would say that they will miss the playoffs. The Cardinals are not having that great of a season this year. They made a huge splash last winter in getting Nolan Arenado in a trade. Nolan Arenado has been pretty good for them, but has not made a huge difference. Jack Flaherty's injury has definitely hurt the starting pitching for the Cardinals. Alex Reyes has been huge for the Cardinals out of the pen, but as with the whole entire Cardinals pitching staff, he needs to work on control. I think the Cardinals will be an inactive team at the deadline because I don't think they're going to make a run for it this year. I predict the Cardinals to win 70 games this year and finished third in the NL Central. The Cubs have had an extremely streaky season this year. At points, they've been the hottest team in baseball, and at other points, they've been the coldest team in baseball. Their pitching staff has really been what's killed them. It has been a really brutal season for the pitching staff. Craig Kimbrell has been the only bright spot as their closer. Chris Bryant had a very hot start to the season and has definitely cooled down. The Cubs will be a very fun team to watch at the trade deadline because they should be selling all of their pieces. Them selling all of their pieces means they will tank, though. I predict them to be a 70-win team that finishes 4th in the NL Central. The woes of the Pittsburgh Pirates are very well known. They have been having a very rough season. Ke'Bryan Hayes has performed pretty well for them, and Richard Rodriguez has been a very good bullpen arm. He will probably get traded at the deadline for prospects. For Pirates fans, it's definitely more about looking to the future than to the present. I predict the Pirates will be a 55 to 60 win team, and they will be 5th in the NL Central. The Dodgers are an amazing team. Before this season, people were saying the Dodgers might be one of the greatest teams of all time because of their depth. Unfortunately, they've had lots of injuries this year, and at midseason, they were behind the Giants in the standings. I predict that because they're in such a strong division, the Dodgers will win around 97 games, and I think that they will come first in the NL West. The Giants have been a huge surprise team this year.
High and deep to left, and gone.
But as of now, they are leading the NL West. I think they can
hammered to right. Out of here. One
so
pitch
I think
developed.
They'll regress some.
It's a high drive to right.
If the Giants can pick
out
up
of here.
A couple bullpen arms and an outfielder at the deadline,
Posey goes the other way. This is hit well, and out of here.
I predict the Giants to be a 92 to 95
and he hits a high
team,
drive to right.
And I think that they will come second in the NL West.
Out of here.
One on the board here with Jake Cronenworth, and he slugs one out to right center deep. Back goes McKinney.
About exactly where everyone thought they were going to perform. Fernando Tatis has been an MVP frontrunner so far this year. Yu Darvish and Mark Melanson have been solid guys out of the pitching staff. And they've gotten pretty solid performances from almost all of their backs.
Is Williams
all the way back and gone. To be the second wild card team behind the Giants.
Tatis
finished with 90 wins and third in the NL West. The Colorado Rockies have had not that great of a season this year, but at home they've been very stellar. On the road, though, they have been one of the worst teams in baseball. That is definitely what you'd expect from a team that's home stadium is Coors Field, though.
With a 2-run home run.
Trevor Story will be a big piece at the deadline that will definitely get dealt for prospect. They could also deal German Marquez for prospect. This year will not be a contending year for the Rockies. I predict the Rockies will be a 71 team.
Take a good look. You won't see this one for long. Off the facade.
And the Diamondbacks have a 12-8 lead in baseball. And it's really not
that is a triple for Peralta.
Ketel Marte
and his 5th base hit.
And
he has knocked
Zach
in
Gallen are really
7
their only
runs.
decent players, and even they aren't
Carson
producing
Kelly.
that well this year.
Carson
Got a
Kelly.
weak run-scoring
Tack
offense
one on,
and a poor
baby.
run-allowing defense in
So
pitching.
Carson
I
joins
predict
the home run parade.
that
That's just the second for the
will be a
Diamondbacks, the
45
4th
to
of the
50
year.
win team and 5th in the NL West. Please like and subscribe and let us know what you think about this video in the comments.